Dallas. Todd Ent, ABC Sports.
It's 8:42 now at iFiber One News Radio. This time every week we focus on Shelton, brought to you by our Community Credit Union. Happy to have in studio today Ryan Wheaton, the city manager for the city of Shelton, and Craig Gregory, acting public works director. Morning, guys. How are you both?
Good morning, Jeff.
Good to see you in here. And what are we talking about today? There's been some big projects that Public Works has been working on lately.
Been some great projects out there. The C Street overflow, tying East Mountain View storm line to downtown to get some of that storm water out of there. That's been an issue for a very long time, and that's been a great project that the crews have done to get that finished up, and lots of paving with the TBD money that's coming in. We got about 12 blocks done this year out in the residential neighborhoods. And that was just a great thing to see for some of those residential streets out there that have been in need of some work.
Long time coming. Ryan, I think you said in past interviews that you plan on having a list up and making sure all the gravel roads in the city eventually will be paved because of some of this TBD money. Is that right?
We're getting really close to finishing that list, and we went through and calculated how much dirt and gravel roads we have. So that'll be on the list as well. We're I think, combined about a little around 6 or 7% of the entire city.
Is that high compared to other cities, maybe of our size, or?
I have no idea.
I think sounds like it could be a high number.
It feels like a high number, but in reality, when you drive around, I don't see a lot of them. I think that there are a couple of them that are longer than others, so that probably plays into it.
Sure. Interesting. What else has Public Works been doing lately?
The other big one that the public has just had such a great feedback on was the Brockdale walking path.
Yeah.
Out towards Island Lake. That was in pretty rough shape with all of the big trees that were along that. We had quite a few trip and falls out there, and we have got a new surface out there and planted some new trees and some benches, and really looks good. And I think it's going to bring more of the cyclists and the walkers out, and that'll be a good thing for the community.
That's a good stretch of road too that comes into the city, all the way out from Unionville, and so that's a good work there on that one.
Yeah, and that was over half of the funding was provided through a WCIA grant that we got for $35,000, and they helped out on getting that done. So we're trying to finish that one up, complete it, and get it completed and push it out to the community.
Some of that TBD money going to go towards showing that you have got the ability to match the grants and things like that? Is that part of the funds that you're looking at from those funds, the tax funds?
That's been a focus for the commission. They put that forward as where they want a chunk of that money to go. So at their budget retreat early in the spring, they mentioned that they want that to be focused. And then other than that, they want it to go straight into the streets.
Sure. Because you got to have, on many of these grants, have a little bit, 25%, 75%. You have to show a little bit of interest when you do these kind of things.
Yeah, it's pretty common. So one of the things that Craig mentioned in his brief update on Monday was that we have some projects outstanding that we have grant money for, and we're looking on Monday when we bring forward our preliminary budget presentation of what to do with some of those monies, whether that's going to be that we use TBD money for some of those projects, or we actually look at whether or not those projects can be continued because of the current cost.
This past week, then, would have been one of the first opportunities for you to have your department updates in public at the city meeting. How was that?
It was good. Craig actually did a fantastic job.
You were the first one up to bat on this. Oh, my gosh.
Well, I wasn't the first one up to bat.
He was the longest.
I was the last and the longest up to bat.
I mean, I'm sure the community and the citizenry, both either in attendance or through reading periodicals and whatnot, are pretty appreciative that this kind of stuff's starting to happen. You hearing about that?
We've heard very positive things from people. We delivered some tough news on Monday. A lot of that, some of these projects, not the ones that were just discussed, but other projects that we have trying to finish up and projects that we're trying to push forward and making decisions on. From what I've heard, there is positive response to us being honest about what's going on, and I think that it's going to help our commission make good decisions with our budget for next year when we actually give them information about what these projects actually look like, not what they looked like 10 years ago, 17 years ago.
I'd imagine that for Public Works, winter time is markedly different than summertime with the weather and things like that. So what do you guys focus on in the winter?
A lot of maintenance of the streets out there, getting the sweeping done, getting the leaves out of the storm drains. We will be starting next week to prepare for the snow season. Get all of our equipment ready, even though we haven't had any in quite some time. We may be up for a good one. You never know.
Yeah.
So we'll start to get all of our vehicles back in shape to get through the winter and prepare for that.
If your neighborhood has leaves on a drain, a manhole cover thing that's causing the water to kind of pool, are they okay to do this, or do you have to call the city and ask them for permission or for someone to come out?
We would love for them to go out and kick those leaves off that drain and get it going.
Okay.
We do have crews out that try to clean those, but it's sometimes when the leaves are really falling and the rain's coming down, we can't get around all those. So, yeah, we would encourage the citizens to kick those off if they can.
And it doesn't take a lot of leaves to cover those things. I mean, just a handful, and they start filling up fast. All right. Anything else, Ryan, you'd like to talk about this morning?
Posted a job. So we have a city engineer position that is available, or it's open now, so people can go to our website, ci.shelton.wa.us. They can take a look at that job if they're interested and they're a good fit. We encourage them to apply. If not, we encourage them to tell a friend who is. And for us, we're excited to be able to hire a city engineer. We're looking for somebody that same thing we look for every candidate. We look for character and competence. So the technical skills of a city engineer, but beyond that, we need somebody that can come in, understand the community, and be able to go down and work with our guys and gals at the public works shop, but also be able to swing by and work on a budget and direct a project. So we're excited to bring somebody in and build some of that trust throughout the community through that position.
Wonderful. Ryan Wheaton, the Shelton City Manager, and Craig Gregory is Acting Public Works Director for the City of Shelton. Thank you so much. Always good seeing you guys.
Our pleasure. Thanks.
Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
It is 8:49 now at iFiber One News Radio. Take a quick break. And again, the Focus on Shelton is brought to you by our Community Credit Union.
Fall is on the way. Is your home ready?